Most people assume that I only work with million-dollar buyers. But the reality is I work with people in all price ranges and all stages of life. So today, I want to share with you the types of buyers I work with because you may see yourself in one of these. Starting with first-time home buyers. Recently, I worked with a first-time home buyer, Johnny, who was referred to me by my existing client, Nick. They play basketball together at Lifetime, and when the topic of real estate came up, Nick referred Johnny to me. Johnny was looking for something reasonable in a great location. His budget was between $500,000 and $600,000. And for a first-time home buyer, that's a great budget because the median price for a single-family home here in Las Vegas currently is approximately $485,000. Johnny is in his 20s, works from home, engaged, and currently lives in a rental with his fiancée. They relocated to Las Vegas last year from Southern California when his fiancée was admitted to a grad school program here. While they were renting, they were able to explore some of these neighborhoods, especially interested in new construction communities. They really liked the Southwest because of its prime location, easy access to the 15 and the 215 freeway, and it was a short drive away from where the fiancé's grad school was. They were also interested in new construction homes, especially after watching my new construction playlist. Their biggest obstacle was the unknown. As a first-time home buyer, they had a lot of unknowns and they had a lot of questions, which I took time to explain everything thoroughly. The process, the negotiations, even a timeline of what to expect in new construction home buying. As a first-time home buyer, they had many questions, and as their buyer's agent, it was very important for me to explain the whole process step by step thoroughly. For many first-time home buyers, the biggest obstacle is confidence. They didn't know if they were truly ready. But what makes you truly ready? It varies for each buyer. So I asked Johnny this question. If you keep waiting, what would that actually cost you after a year from now? You're engaged, soon to be married, and you're about to start a new chapter of your life. Do you want to keep renting, or do you want to start building equity and wealth for your family through real estate? And I reminded him, this is not your forever home. This is your first home in Las Vegas, your starter new construction home. And Johnny replied, where do I sign to buy a new construction home? Moving on to move-up buyers. I also work with buyers who owned an existing home, and in most cases, I had actually represented and helped my buyers buy their new construction home. And fast forward 2 to 3 years, now they're ready to actually move up and buy a new home, whether it's new construction or resale, and really leverage that equity that they've built by buying that new construction home. Let's talk about Michael and Lisa. They are local buyers and they have a beautiful young daughter. They have purchased a new construction home approximately 2 years ago, and they saw the equity that they had built, especially in a growing and thriving community of Summerlin West. They were interested in moving up to a brand new community by Toll Brothers called Glen Rock. Average price point there, about $2 million. And since they were only a few minutes away from that community, they would visit Glen Rock on a weekly basis just to check out the different home sites and see the construction that's happening, and especially because the models weren't even open yet. They wanted more space from their existing home, and they really liked some of the floor plans that Toll Brothers Glen Rock community offered. One of the features that was very special was a floor plan that had a detached casita that could be used as an office. They also had a split car garage where 2 cars were on one side and 1 car was on the other side, and they wanted to create a dedicated gym using that 1 car garage. Their biggest challenge was timing, selling and buying at the same time. And for a Toll Brothers new construction community, they do not take a contingent offer. So what does that mean? A contingent offer is when you need to sell your existing home so you could use that capital gains to purchase the new replacement home. In this case, the Toll Brothers Glen Rock home. So I asked Michael and Lisa, what matters most to you right now? Maximizing your sale or securing phase 1 pricing for a new construction home? We were so lucky because we were able to maximize both. I sold their existing home twice. And let me share with you what that means. The first deal unfortunately fell through. However, the second offer came in higher than the first deal, so it was actually a better scenario for my sellers. On the buying side, we were able to lock down phase 1 pricing with additional incentives. Now remember, this is Glen Rock before their models were open to the public, so there weren't as much interest and demand in this community yet. As a buyer, and you may be able to relate, you want to go and experience what that model looks like, to really walk through the floor plan to see if it fits your needs and your lifestyle as your family. My clients were so savvy with just the community and the floor plan and how to navigate all the different home sites that he knew exactly what floor plan he wanted and the home site that they wanted to secure even before the models were opened. So we were able to get a premium home site with phase 1 pricing and all closed under $2 million. Selling and buying simultaneously can be challenging, but with the right strategic approach, we were able to manifest both. I have even closed a sale and a purchase on the same day before. Was it at times difficult? It was, but with the right strategy and the team and over communication to both parties, we made it happen. By the way, if we haven't met yet, konnichiwa, my name is Kaori Nagao, your global real estate advisor helping you find your new home. Whether it's new construction or resale anywhere in the globe, I'll be more than happy to help you. Remember, I have referral partners in every market, every city within my Sotheby's International Realty Network, so please feel free to reach out to me for any of your real estate needs. Let's connect. Scan the QR code on my screen, or you can find my contact details in the description below. I love it when you engage with me, so keep commenting and let's keep going. Relocation buyers. As a relocation specialist, I love hearing from my buyers who are interested in relocating here to Las Vegas and Henderson, Nevada from out of state. Most of my clients, I would say, are relocation buyers. They've moved from states like California, Hawaii, Chicago, New York, and lately, Washington. So I get asked all the time, Kaori, why are so many people from Washington relocating to Las Vegas recently? And the fact is, there has been a new millionaire tax that was passed that makes it more difficult for people that live in Washington to live there anymore. So now they're looking at other places to relocate to, and Las Vegas has been high on their list. My relocation buyers are looking for lifestyle, lower taxes, more space, more value, or a fresh start. Let's talk about my relocation buyers, Jake and Michelle. Jake and Michelle reached out to me because they were relocating from Nashville, Tennessee. They're actually my first relocation clients from Nashville, Tennessee. They wanted a fresh start because they were starting a brand new family. During our buyer's consultation, I asked them, what kind of lifestyle are you looking for? What do you want your day-to-day to look like, especially when you're starting a new family? They wanted to live in a neighborhood with a strong sense of community. Michelle wanted a community where there were a lot of walking trails and paths where she could push her baby in her stroller and feel very safe. Their budget was between $2 to $2.5 million. Their biggest obstacle was uncertainty. As they were relocating from another state, they weren't too familiar with all the different neighborhoods that we have in Las Vegas and Henderson, Nevada. So in order to do some more research about different neighborhoods in Las Vegas and Henderson, they went online and came across my YouTube channel. They watched many of my videos on neighborhoods to really understand which neighborhood would be a good fit for them. Online, Jake and Michelle felt that Section 10 might have been a good neighborhood for them. So during our discovery process, we visited Section 10 and we looked at both resale and new construction homes there. After the discovery process, they felt that there were some good neighborhoods within Section 10 that was gated, but they didn't really feel a sense of community, and they also didn't feel that there were a lot of walking trails and parks that they could go to with their newborn. So we shifted to Summerlin. After showing the couple both resale and new construction homes, they've identified that they really were more interested in new construction homes. They felt that the resale homes that was currently on the market wasn't what they were looking for, and they really wanted that option to customize their new construction home. So when it comes to new construction in Summerlin, we had two neighborhoods, Summerlin West and Summerlin South. So we started exploring both communities and exploring the models. After a series of discoveries, they've decided that they fell in love with Ascension Community in South Summerlin. Ascension, as you may know, I've done many videos on the Ascension Community, is a guard-gated community with a community center within Summerlin South. What they loved most about Ascension was that it was guard-gated, so they felt safe, and it was private and exclusive, and there were a ton of walking trails and paths between each sub-communities where Michelle could picture herself walking with her newborn in her stroller. And when a guard-gated community has a community center dedicated for its residents, you just know that there's going to be a strong sense of community. Your neighbors are going to become friends, where you work out, hang out by the pool. At Ascension, they're expected to have a golf simulator, so you may be playing golf simulator with your neighbors. And there's also dog parks throughout, so if you have a fur baby like me, you will be able to meet other pet owners within the Ascension community. They closed on their new construction home in Ascension last October, and earlier this year, they welcomed their first baby boy. Congratulations, and I am so happy that I'm part of your life and I get to be there with your baby and witness his growth in a new construction community in Las Vegas. If you're curious to know what kind of questions I ask in my one-on-one buyer's consultation, I actually made a video specifically going over all those questions, so you could check that video out. Moving on to downsizer or 55 plus age-restricted community buyers. I also work with many buyers that are simplifying. Maybe your kids have all grown and you're empty nesters. Maybe you're 55 plus, looking forward to retirement and looking for an age-restricted active community here in Las Vegas and Henderson, Nevada. Let's talk about Craig and Cindy. They have a beautiful single-story custom home spanning over 4,000 square foot in a guard-gated community of the Fountains. And this is actually going to be one of my newest listings going live this week. It's absolutely beautiful. They've lived in it for 20 plus years, and now that their kids are grown, it's time to downsize. They don't need that much space anymore, and they're looking for comfort and ease. And for a replacement home, they're considering a 2-bedroom high-rise close to the Strip. They wanted something very different. They weren't interested in managing and taking care of such a big home anymore. This particular home also has a beautiful yard, over 0.3 acre lot with a pool, spa, and an outdoor barbecue. And if you're wondering how much this home is going to be listed for in the Fountains, it will be listed for $1.8 million this week. Their biggest challenge was letting go all the things that they've accumulated in their home for the last 20 years. There's a lot of history and memories that were made in that home. When you're coming from such a large home and now downsizing into a much smaller 2-bedroom condo, you need to let go of a lot of things. I have many buyers relocating from out of town that are 55 plus looking for a retirement community in Las Vegas and Henderson, Nevada. The good news is that we have so many options, whether it's non-gated, gated, or guard-gated communities all across the valley. There's neighborhoods such as Sun City Summerlin or Sun City Anthem that are dedicated for age-restricted communities. What I love most about these sub-communities is that it usually has a clubhouse. Most of the clubhouses comes with a pool, pickleball courts, fitness center, really promoting that active lifestyle. And there's also a hobby and fun calendar of events that these people could participate on a monthly basis. And last but not least, my investor and strategic buyers. And then I work with investors both locally and out of state that are all thinking long term. They're focused on rental potential, appreciation, and building wealth. One of my first clients from YouTube was a 1031 exchange buyer from out of town, and his name was Sam. Sam reached out to me and said, Kaori, have you ever worked with 1031 exchange buyers? Because I'm thinking about selling my multiplex and rolling those funds into multiple properties in Las Vegas. Can you help? And I said, absolutely. Let me know what you're looking for and how many properties you're looking for in investing. Long story short, Sam exchanged $6 million of his net capital gains, 1031 exchanged it into 3 different properties as rental properties here in Las Vegas and Henderson, Nevada. For my investors, the biggest obstacle is overanalyzing the deals. So I asked them, does this particular property make sense on paper? Here are a couple questions I've asked my investor. Are you waiting for the perfect market condition while deals around you are closing? Are your expectations realistic in Las Vegas or in other markets? At some point, overanalyzing stops being strategy and starts becoming one of the reasons why you're on the sidelines all the time. The investors who are winning in Las Vegas aren't waiting for the perfect. They're making informed decisions, taking calculated risks, and moving when the opportunity makes sense. Because in a shifting market, clarity beats perfection every time. Which of these buyers sounded like you? Comment below. At the end of the day, whether you're a first-time home buyer, a move-up buyer, a relocation buyer, downsizing, 55 plus age restricted, or an investor, I craft a personalized strategy for each of my clients. For more videos about new construction homes or living in Las Vegas, check out one of the videos surrounding me. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for finding me. It'll make me really happy if you could smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're made aware of my weekly content. My new goal is 100,000 subscribers. If you found this video educational, please share it with your friends and family. Thank you so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you on the next one.